He's the new head coach at Michigan, Kyle Whittingham, former Utah head coach, two-time Pac-12 Coach of the Year, and went 10-2 at Utah this year, and then was going to go into an advisory role and be paid to stay on at Utah. At least that was the report. Then all of a sudden, Michigan, that job opened up, and Kyle Whittingham was there to take the phone call. We spoke to him yesterday, and I started out by asking him, is he having a midlife crisis?
Yeah, well, good question. But, had a really good run at Utah. It was a great experience, 32 years in all, 21 years as the head coach. I figured I'd done pretty much all I could do there. And I'm still not that old, 66. I guess that's, not that old. But I thought when I stepped down, first of all, I didn't want to be that guy that overstayed his welcome. I've seen that happen too many times where guys stay too long, get run out of town. So didn't want to be that guy, but just felt like, okay, it's been a good run. Let's leave on a positive note. And when I did step down, I had an inclination in my mind that if there was about, you can count on one hand the amount of schools that if they would have called, I would have been receptive. And just so happens, about 2 or 3 days later, had some contact with Michigan, and they were on that list. And one thing led to another. About a week or 10 days later, it was a done deal.
You contact them, or they contact you?
Well, it was my agent, and I'm not sure how the initial thing went. Of course, there's a search committee guy, the head of the search committee. I don't know who was contacted who first, but that's how it went.
What kind of questions do you have going into a situation? We all know how great the job is, but man, feels like there's a little bit of a mess to clean up, for the next year or so.
Yeah, it's the place doesn't need a rebuild. It needs a reboot of trust and get rid of the drama and just get back to playing Michigan football without all the distractions. The one thing is it didn't come from the players. The players were not involved. It wasn't some player, issue. It was just the peripheral. And so guys here have a great attitude. I met with every single one of them at the Bull site last week. Just quality young men, care about academics, excited to be at Michigan, but they've dealt with a lot over the last few years. And so that's where they're at.
What did you need to hear?
I needed to hear that they were having a good experience here, exclusive of the distractions.
The athletic director and the higher ups. What did you need to hear from them?
Well, I needed to hear that Michigan was what I thought it was. Top 5 program, which I don't think there's any doubt about that. It's a special place. They're committed to winning here. We do have some challenges with entrance requirements. There is a little bit of a hurdle there, but you talk about athletes, resources, tradition. It's all here at Michigan.
You haven't been out of Utah or Idaho, I don't think.
You're right.
Right?
Not as a coach. You're right.
Yeah. So what do you need to learn about, being in Michigan in the Big Ten and hating Ohio State? Now you got to deal with Indiana and.
Yeah, well, we transfer or moving leagues is nothing new to me or where I was at. We went from the WAC to the Mountain West to the Pac-12 to the Big 12, and I was there through it all, and so know exactly how to navigate that. We've had a pretty good track record against Big Ten schools while I was at Utah. In fact, against Michigan, we were 3-0. So that didn't hurt my cause during the process, the hiring process. But football is football, Dan, and it's X's and O's. They don't change. Certainly, the level of competition is increased, but it's relative. I mean, we have good players here, so it's. I think it's a good situation.
Do you hate Ohio State?
Don't I have to? Yeah, I think I have to. But
isn't there a seminar that there? And I know Urban was helping you, wasn't he?
Absolutely. I've been close with Urban ever since we worked together back in 02 and 03. And I was his defensive coordinator. I was on the staff. Staff got let go. Urban got the job. I was the only holdover, and really developed a great relationship with him and have maintained it ever since. And he absolutely helped me along the way here.
Kyle Whittingham, Michigan head football coach, joining us. I'm trying to figure out this transfer portal,
So am I.
but I'm also trying to figure out the collective and NIL.
We all are.
I mean,
Yeah.
somebody just told me over the weekend that some of these programs are getting to $40 million budgets.
Plus, 40 million plus.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it doesn't feel sustainable, Kyle.
It's not. It is not sustainable. There's no question about that. Something has got to give. And I think it's within a 2 to 4 or 5 year window here, you're going to see a major overhaul of Division I football. I think it's going to become more of a minor league NFL model. I think you're going to see a salary cap, collective bargaining, players as employees. I think that all that's coming because you're exactly right. We can't maintain this pace. It's impossible.
Can we have a commissioner?
Yes, I would love one. I think that's in the cards as well.
But is everybody going to listen? Is the SEC going to listen, or the Big Ten? Or, I mean,
They have to. They have to. And I think if we get, ultimately align with the super conferences and, get things commissioned, have a commissioner that runs it all and put some teeth into it, I think that's the only way to survive. And you're already seeing private equity starting to enter the equation.
no.
So
I know.
it's crazy.
Where are we going with the playoffs? It's probably going to 16 next year, but where are we going?
Well, to 16, first of all. And I kind of agree with Coach Dan Lanning at Oregon. It would be nice to have the season wrapped up by January 1st, especially the way the portal window is right now. I mean, it's chaos. And so I think there needs to be revamping not only of the system itself, but at least immediately the calendar. The calendar needs to be tweaked.
What kind of money are we talking about? What's a top-end quarterback costing now in the portal?
Well, I heard today that one university in the state of Texas is paying $5 million for a starting quarterback for this year. And so I think that might be that's the most I've heard of. And I know some basketball players are making more than that from what you hear, but a starting quarterback now, apparently the price is $5 million.
Is Bryce Underwood staying?
We hope so. I think he's got a good vibe.
Wait, so you don't know?
Well, you don't know anything yet. I mean, shoot, it's the wild, wild west here, Dan. And so we think we're in a good place with Bryce. He's a terrific young man. I've sat down with him, and he is really the heart and soul of this football team. And I think we're making good progress towards that end.
We were curious if we could have your old Utah gear.
Yeah, I can have it shipped out to you.
Okay.
It's all XL. You got one size to choose from, but
boy, that's a big color change for you.
It is. You're right. Yeah, red to blue, and blue was our rival. Was at Utah for years, and so now I got to get used to saying "Go Blue." But
okay. But did you hate BYU as much as you're going to hate
hate's
Ohio State? Okay,
hate's a strong word, but how about an intense, very intense rivalry? And it was very in the state of Utah. I mean, it's the biggest single sporting event.
That was an unbelievable rivalry, though. Very underrated. But having two daughters who lived in Salt Lake, and it's like,
oh, you did?
Yeah.
Are they there now?
No, they both left. They both came back home. Yeah, they loved it. They loved Salt Lake, but they said that rivalry, you don't understand it until you go to it. And,
exactly.
So because I grew up Ohio State, Michigan,
right,
and I always think that there's no better rivalry. But there are ones when you go to them, you understand the importance. It's just not national magnitude like Ohio State and Michigan are.
It doesn't have the national bandwidth that we have in this rivalry, but it is every bit as intense and every bit as the animosity in the state. You're either red or blue in that state, and it's pretty well split. I mean, it's almost an even division there.
Could you take Ryan Day when you were younger?
When I was younger, or right
could
now?
You take him now? So he's 46.
Yeah.
Could you take Ryan Day right now in the octagon?
In an octagon, there's one way to find out, I guess. I don't know. I like Ryan. I think I got a lot of respect for him. We played him in the Rose Bowl a couple of years back. Well, I guess it's been 3 or 4 years now. So excellent football coach.
Yeah, you don't have to say nice things anymore, man. It's best that you don't.
Okay, I know. I probably put my foot in my mouth right there.
Congrats. Good luck. Appreciate you joining us.
Appreciate you, Dan. Thank you.
We taped that yesterday. 5 hours later, Bryce Underwood tweeted that he was staying at Michigan. But you could hear it in his voice when he said, "Is your quarterback going to be staying?" He's like, "I hope so." He didn't know. Yes, Eaton.
Do you think he didn't know?
Well, if he knew, then why wouldn't he say?
Well, I mean, maybe he wanted the player to announce it. I mean, that's kind of the way things work now.
Yeah,
the player announces they're leaving, the player announces they're staying.
Yeah.
I wonder if he really had no idea.
Yeah, Paulie.
I would speculate that these days there was probably a renegotiation of his contract at Michigan, and it was not signed yet. And that when we spoke to him, there was not ink on the page yet.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it feels like everybody is in the transfer portal, or the potential for every player to be in the transfer portal. Because you want to at least find out what the market is for you, or have somebody find that out for you. And as Kyle was saying, Cincinnati's quarterback is getting $5 million to go to Texas Tech. Now, that's changed as far as the price because, as I told you, I think before the holiday break, I was told that the going rate for a quarterback transferring was $3 to $4 million.